Everyone, good evening and happy Friday. I'm so excited to see so many people joining us tonight. I'm Leise Hook, and I'm really looking forward to spending this time together. We are going to time travel through comics. I just want to take a moment to thank The Believer and Kristen and her colleagues for putting together this great series of free comics workshops on Friday nights. It's really nice having this space to gather and draw. So thank you, Believer and Kristen. Okay, so I am going to switch over to my slideshow here. Just bear with me for one moment. Okay. So yes, this is a comics workshop in which we will time travel. It's going to be very exciting. So first off, my name again is Leise Hook. I'm a cartoonist and illustrator. I'm currently based in New York City in Queens. I previously worked at Asian art museums, both here in New York City and before that in Beijing, China. And most recently, I attended the Center for Cartoon Studies in Vermont to study the dark art of comics making. Last October, my comic, The Vine and the Fish, was published in the survival-themed issue of The Believer magazine, and I also animated an interactive online version for The Believer's website, which I invite you to check out if you haven't already. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me, but we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about time. I'd like us all to just take a moment and just for yourself, think back on whether your experience of time has changed at all in the past year. I know it definitely has for me. While putting together this presentation, I was trying to think of a way to visually represent how time has felt to me this past year, and the best I could come up with is this GIF of taffy being pulled. Because for me, experiencing time has this like sticky looping quality, and it's giving me a stomach ache. So time is also on my mind right now because, as you all know, we just entered a new calendar year, 2021, and what a year it has been already. Unless you go by the lunar calendar, in which case the new year starts next month, and happy early new year to people that use that calendar. So at the threshold of a new year, when I've got my fresh, blank, 2021 planner, I've got my really cute 2021 desk calendar that's got a bunch of cats on it, it really puts me in a reflective mood because I feel like I have, this whole stretch, this fresh batch of days ahead of me. And here in this moment, we can look back at the past year, and we can also look forward to the new year and what it may contain for us. Okay, Leise, you might be thinking, where are you taking us with this? So, well, I think the start of a new year or a new beginning is a great opportunity to time travel and get wisdom from our past and future selves. You may even have done this before. You may have had to do something like write a letter to your future self, which is something that I had to do in middle school and at the beginning of senior year in high school. Maybe you've read an article before where an artist or musician you really admired was asked to give advice to their younger self. And also just a quick side note, I want to clarify that my definition of time travel is pretty flexible and expansive. So it doesn't necessarily require, a telephone booth or a wormhole or a car or a hot tub, etc. So in storytelling, time travel can be a great narrative device to help the protagonist or the character reframe their lives and find wisdom and hopefully, peace. So whether that's in a story about reclaiming your humanity on Christmas, or meeting a loved one again after interstellar travel has unsynced your rates of aging, or being 13 years old and waking up as a 30-year-old, or being 30 and waking up as a 13-year-old, or being an assassin for a crime syndicate tasked with disposing of your future self, who's played by Bruce Willis. So in summary, I think that projecting ourselves through time has the potential to really change our perspective and help us see our present lives, hopes, problems more clearly. So as you may have noticed, all those examples I just showed you were all from film, but we can easily take part and create this narrative for ourselves from the comfort of our own homes, without a gazillion-dollar budget and a huge cast and crew, through the power and magic of comics. That's great. When do we get in the time machine? Okay, well, I'm so glad you asked that, Slide Cat, because the answer is right now. So for this time traveling voyage, you will need a couple things. So paper, pen, and or pencil, depending on what you would like to use, any colors you might want to use, and maybe a ruler or straight edge, especially if you like having really nice straight panel borders, but also if you want to be really loosey-goosey with your panel borders, that's totally great too. So with your materials in hand, the first thing I want us to do is draw some panels. So here's a schematic of a piece of paper or whatever you're drawing on. And I'd like us to just take a minute and draw out 4 panels. So the first panel 1 through 3 should be together in the top row, and then the 4th panel should be by itself underneath. So, and I will be drawing along with you, so I'm going to do that as well. And proportions are really up to you, but just make sure there's 3 panels together on the top and then a panel hanging out by itself on the bottom. And because I'm using a ruler, it's maybe taking me a little bit longer than it is for you all. Almost there. Okay, so hopefully we have our panel borders, and if they're not completely finished, that's fine. If you got them started, that's great. All right, so first, let's start where we are. And where we are is today. And today is Friday, January 15th, 2021. So what I want everyone to do is, starting with the middle panel in that top row of panels, I want you to first create a little label in the corner and put the year in it. So I'll show you, kind of like classic comics label, or like little area where narration goes. So just right up there in the corner, I'll label it 2021. Okay. All right, so in this panel that we've just labeled 2021, we're going to take 4 minutes and draw a self-portrait. So draw yourself as you are today. That can be like literally you in this moment right now, you know, sitting in front of your paper, computer, laptop, whatever, in the clothing you're wearing, or it can be sort of like a more general conceptual you of the moment if you prefer. One thing to keep in mind is that you can use whatever pose or composition you want, if it's just sort of just the head or full body, but maybe draw one or use one that you don't mind drawing several times, because we will be repeating it a few times. And at the end, if you have time while you're finishing up your portrait, you can also add a little speech bubble to kind of capture how you're thinking or feeling in this present moment on this day. And I will also be drawing with you all. Switching to, oops, not that one. See my paper. And in an effort to be sort of entertaining for you all, I will be talking while I draw. But please don't let that throw you off from whatever you're drawing. So I think I'm just going to stick with just my face. Again, you can do this however you want. And I'm also going to not forget to put 4 minutes on the clock, which to do our self-portrait. Start with the ears. I'm not sure why. Here's my wobbly neck. Let's see, I did put on a real outfit for this workshop, but that's actually hasn't quite been my real state during these times. So I'm going to draw a more truthful depiction. As my hair is always down, I kind of, especially these days, have this sort of like wide-eyed deer in headlights look. Kind of grimacing. It's oddly relaxing to draw myself stressed out, to draw myself as a stressed out character. Maybe you'll have that experience too if you're going this route. And then I'm usually in like a hoodie of some kind. My hood, like that. And there's like cat hair stuck to my hoodie. So that's also an accurate presentation. Okay. That's looking pretty good. And oh, maybe I have a mask dangling off of one ear. I just came inside and I forgot to take it off. There's my mask hanging off one ear. Okay, we have about a minute left on this self-portrait from today. So I'll put in a speech bubble. Me addressing my partner. Have you seen my mask? All right, and getting close to wrapping up that first self-portrait. Okay. Now comes the fun part. Well, it's all fun, but here's another fun part. Now, let's travel back together through the mists of time to January 15th, 2020. So exactly 1 year ago today. So for the next 4 minutes, we are going to draw another self-portrait, but of ourselves from 1 year ago. And to visually emphasize how we may have changed over time, over the past year, I invite you to try using the same pose or composition that you used in your first portrait as a starting point for this portrait from a year ago. So let me switch back. Okay, so 2021 was our middle panel up here. So for our 2020 portrait, that's going to go to the left. So right here. So we do a little label again for the year. And we have 4 minutes to do this portrait. So let's see. a pretty straightforward composition for mine. So I'm going to start off again with my olive shaped head that I've decided to go with tonight. Ears. Okay, January 15th, 2020. I don't have an exact memory of what I was doing a year ago, but I know that I went to a party around that time, which that was very fun. It was someone's apartment. There were like 20 people there. It was a costume party. So I'm going to draw myself at this party. I think my hair was probably up. It's like a low bun situation. Because it was a party, I was probably wearing a little more jewelry or like, you know, festive party clothes. Okay. And expression wise, just one of like being blissed out, having a great time. Oh, it's got a bit of a deer in the headlight look to it too. Okay, let's try that again. Nose. And kind of flushed because I've been dancing. I don't really remember if my sweater had stripes on it, but I'm going to add those. Just a little visual interest. Right. Oh, from my eyebrows. Happy eyebrows. I don't know, it's kind of neutral to me, but. And, all right. So we have like 30 seconds left. So I have just enough time to add some kind of speech bubble here. This is me saying, gosh, this is fun. All right, great. So we've drawn ourselves as we are today in the year 2021. We've drawn ourselves in the past, a year ago in 2020. So now, hop back into this conceptual time machine with me as we speed into the future to January 15th, 2022, 1 year from today. So for this final batch of 4 minutes, we're going to draw a third self-portrait, but of ourselves as we hope to be, or as we see ourselves in our mind's eye, the way we will be a year from today. So again, to visually emphasize how we've changed over the course of 2 years at this point, using the same composition or layout to start your drawing is a great idea. And I'm going to put the year again up in the corner. of our new panel. So looking at this row of panels on the top, going from left to right, we have our 2020 self-portrait, our 2021 self-portrait, and now we're adding our 2022 self-portrait. So another 4 minutes. Again, starting with olive face, ears. Really excited to see what kinds of self-portraits everyone else is drawing. I feel like mine's kind of, I don't know, probably could have done something more with like showing my hands or holding props or background, but this is good. Okay, actually, so when I picture myself a year from today, honestly, I have this feeling that I'm going to be chopping my hair off pretty drastically. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but my hair has gotten so long and so hard. It's very hard to handle at its current length. So maybe the year 2022 is when I go really short. I have kind of like this fuzzy thistle head thing going on. And if I picture myself in 2022, I'm going to be like out, hopefully seeing some friends, getting some food, maybe going to a museum. I think I'm still going to be pretty wide-eyed, but now hopefully with wonder and excitement. Some fun dangly earrings, maybe? That's kind of fun to think about. And a shirt with like daisies on it. I don't own this shirt yet, but maybe this drawing will become a prophecy. And I will own this shirt by the time January 2022 rolls around. All right, and we just have about a minute to wrap this one up. So, oh, more jewelry, why not? More accessories. And there's a butterfly. I don't know. I mean, it is January, so probably there won't be any butterflies, but it's just to represent that I'm outside, enjoying the sunshine, fresh air. And I'm gonna just add a little speech bubble for myself. Here I am saying, how does one socialize again? All right, great. So at this point, we should have our 3 self-portraits, past, present, and future selves. Okay. So the next step is making contact. Side note, I love this film. For our final panel, the one on the bottom here, we are going to be drawing this moment of contact. So your future self, that is your 2022 self, has traveled back in time to today. to 2021 to give you some much needed, very much earned words of advice or encouragement, maybe just something that you need to hear, or, you know, maybe a joke from the future, or a prophecy about what's trending on TikTok. I don't know, something. Your future self has come back and has something to say to your present self. So what is the future self saying, and how does your present self react? So for this last panel, we're going to take 8 minutes to draw a scene of these two selves interacting. So what wisdom, insight, or humor does your future self have to share, if any? Okay. All right, so my future self. Okay, well, I can start with my present self, so a clearer picture of that. Present day self is in this like duvet cover cave. Am I the only one that does that? Up on the bed. Draw this face peeking out. And because this is comics, I can label it too, so there's no confusion. This is the duvet cave with an arrow. And here is my future self. Popping out of like a very sci-fi like wormhole. It was like an offering. Offering myself a bagel in the future. Bagel sandwich. There you go. It's a sesame bagel, so I've got to draw sesame seeds on it. I don't know why I'm getting very caught up in the details of this bagel. I think I missed the bagels in my hometown. Must be it. All right, got my spiky hair. My daisy shirt, which I'll just do quickly. I know what this is missing. It's missing my cat. There's no way this would be happening without my cat there. Maybe the butterfly came in through the wormhole as well. And okay, what is my future self saying? Let's see. All right, so my future self is like, this won't be forever. I'm saying, really? And then future self is saying, be kind, be generous. Here, eat this bagel. Draw a window in the back. It's one of my plant trimmings that I'm trying to grow into a big plant again. Another window. Some plants. Label some more things. Like I'm gonna label it. This doesn't really look like a wormhole, so I'm just gonna label it wormhole. All right. I think that's kind of how I envision this interaction going. You know, it's oddly not as my future self didn't quite have as profound a message, I suppose, as I was hoping, but I'll take it. Okay, so as you're wrapping that up, I can't wait to see. Now take a moment to collect ourselves, and if you want, share your travels. So this is the sharing portion of the evening. So if anyone would like to share what they've drawn in, in the workshop so far, can please raise your hand to do so. You can either raise your hand in real life or you can use the Zoom button, the raise hand Zoom button, and a member of the Believer team will spotlight you and unmute you. And when you're sharing, if you could also please let us know your name and where you're joining us from, that would be great. And I cannot wait to see what everyone has.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica. I'm joining us from New Jersey tonight.
Hi, Jessica.
And I've got, I hope this is visible. It's kind of visible. So I've got my past self. I was still in college. I was preparing for a networking event last year. I've got my present self, who's luckily employed, and my future self, who's hoping for a better look. I'm also thinking of like shaving most of my head come next.
Excellent.
Which I've started, but we'll get more. So my present self is asking my future self, like, oh, did we do everything we wanted to do with friends, with like tattoo, etc.? And it seemed to be working out okay. So
that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Love those drawings.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Susie Hamilton.
Hello.
So,
Some color. Terrific.
my present self, I'm like drawing my comic. This is my past self. I had blonder hair back then, and I'm like reading a book. And I hope to have purple hair in the future. So yeah, this is me in the future, and I'm like, this is my present self, and I'm like, well, why do you look exactly like me? And me from the future is like, I'm you from the future.
Excellent. I love the purple hair. It's great. All of these hair changes projected for the future are very exciting. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Juliana, and I'm from San Francisco. And then, okay, so I'll start with the past.
Mm-hmm.
So this was me like a year ago. I was on the plane. I think it's very rare, but I think I was first class with my mom, and this is just like, such an experience. Like I'm putting like grapes in my mouth, like
that's so fun.
Time of my life. And then now I just finished school, so I'm like leaning on this chair, just like really relaxing, like it's the weekend, yay. And then the future, I imagine myself going on a walk, like pulling my hair up, listening to some music, and just like being with nature and being really happy. So then when I put it all together, right now I see myself like sitting on the couch, kind of doing nothing, scrolling through my phone. I think a lot of people are going through that.
Definitely.
I'm like, what am I doing with my life? And then my past self, came back from the trip and is all these material items like money, gifts, like sports, medals, clothing. And it's like, this girl is very hesitant. Like, should I talk? Should I walk away from this present self? And then the future self is after the run, just came back and she's holding all these books and she's like, come on, look at all these books. Come read with me. And then go outside. There's all this nature that wants to see you. So it's like so different. I guess I'm more in tune with my identity and how I want to see the world compared to my more shy, more possessions, I would want to say back then. I was more focused on the items. So this is my growth.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah. Also with the drawing, I love how you repurpose this like leaning back pose for all of your self-portraits.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tenley. I'm in Emeryville, California.
Hello.
So this is me a year ago. I was going to visit my grandkids in Seattle, and my dog was having his first trip on the airplane. Oh. And we were all excited. And this week, actually on Monday, my dog died.
Oh my gosh.
here I am feeling really, really sad. And this is pretty much how I've been all week. I'm looking at pictures of him on the phone and crying.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And then in a year, I'm in New York having dim sum with my son, who I haven't been able to see in a long time because of COVID. And we're having the tarot things and the churn and various items. And then, so in the future, when the future self comes in her time machine, she just gives this current self a big hug. And I get up from my table strewn with snotty tissues, and I just embrace the future self. And she says, it's going to be okay. We're going to make it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Love the drawing of the dim sum spread too. It's very
Love dim sum.
Hello, I'm Michael from Los Angeles.
Hi,
and,
Michael.
I drew, I decided from 2020 to 21 to 22, I actually look about the same, except that there is a slight tendency for my hair to get grayer or whiter as time goes by. But in 2020, the caption is, what should I do today? And that's because I retired in 2019. And then in 2021, the bubble says, what time is it? And I'm wearing a conventional shirt because I had to be dressed for a Zoom call earlier today. But in 2022, I'm wearing an exercise shirt and the balloon says, just do it.
Oh, that's excellent.
And then the one below is my future self is saying, things tend to work themselves out, but the current self is asking, do I have to help them along?
Oh, that's great.
Thanks,
That's
this is fun.
really nice. I really like the drawings there too,
Thanks.
of how you're facing yourself. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
Hello, I'm Rudy. I'm in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Hi, Rudy.
Can you see that?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
that's perfect.
So 2020, I was in Hawaii on a beach.
Wow.
It was awesome. Just tonight, I was on my couch watching you on my TV. And in 2022, I'm showing myself with the machete going through a jungle. And I think I'm going to draw myself coming out back there. And it's actually my past self wearing the pineapple shirt, telling my future self that it looks like I need a beer.
Oh, that's excellent. So it looks like the 2020 self will be handing a beer. Oh no, 2020 will be handing a beer to 2021.
That was actually my girlfriend I was handing a beer to originally in my mind. I think I'm going to draw my 2022 self coming out of the bushes back there.
Oh, that's great. Love those profiles. Excellent. Thank you for sharing.
Hi, I'm Jesse, based out of Orlando, Florida. Had to turn off my virtual background because it never works when I do this. So in my 2020 panel, it's me in my office and my now ex-wife yelling at me at how I could start dating while we were getting divorced. This year, it's me in a panic, as you know, hearing about COVID and it mutating. So it's TV in the background going, the virus is mutating. Then it's me a year later in the doctor's office. In the panel, it's doctor telling me it's time to check my prostate. And then here, it's 2022 me talking to 2021 me, telling me that don't worry, you'll get to travel and think about death. And it's me going, thanks. So, yeah.
That's great. I loved how you worked humor into the whole thing. Thank you for sharing.
I'm Sadie. I'm in Vancouver, Canada.
Welcome.
Featuring large hole in my wall. And this is my comic. The first panel is me and my ex, and I'm saying he is crowding me. And then it was right before the pandemic. And then after that, I had some regrets about that mistake, but also I'm glad it is over. And then I say, I have never been such a human island. And then in the third panel, have a little dog and I'm naked and I say, I am fine. And then future me comes in a cloud-like format to say, you are enough.
Oh, beautiful. Your use of color too.
I love markers. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Nicole. I'm calling from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, so on the other coast from Vancouver. I'm just gonna turn around my screen here so that you can see. So on the right here, or left, sorry, oof. On the left, I have me. I'm at a museum gallery opening with my friend. I'm wearing a scarf because I had to leave the house to get there and it was a really cold day. And I'm saying, I love my friends. It was like a really fun party atmosphere. And then in the middle is me today. And I've been listening to a lot of sea shanties and
Here.
yeah, it's big on the internet right now. And I'm actually writing my own gay sea shanty because there don't seem to be enough gay sea shanties. So this is me singing my song about inviting all the gays to go out to sea. And then I have me a year from now, and I'm actually at a big party and all my friends are having a sing along. And I'm saying, I love my friends and the sea because my heart just wants to be in a room full of people singing together. I just want it so badly. And also I've really leaned into the sea shanties and I'm wearing a shirt with a boat on it.
That's terrific.
And then I have me meeting my future self and I say, future me, your hair looks great. You know, it's still my shaved head, but I'm going to be going to the barber and have it's actually going to have a style instead of just shaved all over. And I'm saying, you don't have to worry about the dark because I've been worrying about how dark things are and whether, you know, what that's going to be like and how I'm going to cope with it. And I'm telling myself, there's so many sing-alongs in my future and I'm going to see a mermaid.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful. I can't wait for your sea shanty to go viral. Great.
Watch TikTok.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I think we have time to take maybe 3 more if people still want to share their work. And also, we'd really love to see your work, even if you have shared it here, or if you don't get a chance to share it tonight and you still feel like sharing it. If you want to share it on social media, you can use the hashtag Friday. Wait, I have it written down here. You can tag me and The Believer and use the hashtag Friday Night Comics, because these are all so terrific and I want to see as many of them as possible. They're really, really wonderful. Okay.
Hi, I'm Rose from Queens. Kind of nervous. This is the first time I've shown the drawing. This was fun. So the first panel, 2020, I'm happy. Happy New Year. Second panel, I'm bloated from eating. Have baggy eyes and frowns and wrinkles. And it says Crappy New Year.
Oh.
The next panel, I have this kind of Buddhist sort of long-eared, blissed out thing going. And my future beatific self comes and says, your mind, your thoughts create the world. And my present self says, I did not make this world.
Oh, that's wonderful. Really love your drawing of expressions.
Thank you.
Really communicate a lot. Thank you for sharing.
Hi, my name's Nicole. I'm in the Bay Area. This has been so fun, Lisa. So no hair changes for me in the future. I've got just this same bun happening. I couldn't remember what I was doing last January, so I looked at my phone, and for some reason I was sitting in my office taking a selfie of a banana phone. I really I hate my commute, and I tend to be really brain dead there. So what am I saying? Please stop calling my office. And then today I'm saying this mask smells weird. And then when you said to picture yourself in a year, the first thing that came to my mind was like the Sound of Music twirling,
Yes.
twirling in a meadow by some beautiful
That's
Swiss
a beautiful twirl.
And then I've got my future self talking to me saying, stop journaling about travel and go outside already. Oh, and that commute was never worth it. So.
That's great. A twirl drawing. Oh, it's so good. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks.
Hello, I'm Kelly from Atlanta.
Hello.
So in my comic, I have in 2020, I was working too much at the office and being really stressed out. And then in 2021, things have actually been better because I've been working from home. So I've been able to allocate more time to work on things. And I actually finished a CCS class this week on drawing. So I'm very happy drawing. And then in the next year, I envision myself finally traveling and relaxing and being happy because I've been spending more time on working on myself. So in the last panel, I have my future self telling me, keep grinding. It will all pay off soon.
Oh, wonderful. Love that transformation over the course of the panels. Thank you for sharing.
Hello, I'm Susanna. I'm in Denver, Colorado. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you great.
I jumped on a little bit late and I just got some new markers and I'm still figuring out how. I actually also just started a calligraphy class so that I could make better comics. So you're seeing me struggle to adjust to the new markers. But what I have here is last January, I was preparing to do a human book project at the Castle Rock Library in Colorado. I was, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with the Human Book Project, but you kind of volunteer to be a book and people can check you out, but in real life you have a conversation. And I was going, I was volunteering to tell my 9/11 story. It was right at the beginning of the pandemic. I think I finished, the Human Book Project was at the end of February. And I remember telling people, this country needs to be more prepared for something unexpected and bad to happen. They're not preparing at all for COVID, and they need to, and we need universal health care. So that was me in the past. And then this is me now. And I'm like on Zoom and I'm on my computer and there are clouds and I'm saying, what helps? So I'm asking my future self what helps. And here I am on the TED stage. It doesn't necessarily have to be the TED stage. It's just like whatever, amplified. And here's a ukulele right here. The ukulele I'd like to learn to play because I don't know,
it's a great instrument.
Right? Like it's beautiful and it's friendly. Like every time I hear a ukulele, I just feel like, oh yeah, you're a good friend, you know? You just cheer me up. So this is my future self speaking to, I guess, my past self here, and I'm belly dancing. That's what all this like the scarf with coins, and I'm shimmying so that you can hear the coins going, and I'm saying belly dance. And then this is my present self. And I'm asking my future self, I'm saying belly dance on Zoom or in real life. And this is my future self on the TED stage. Oh, and it turns out I'm talking about Zoom tea, which is something that I've been doing with friends. I've been sending them loose leaf tea and a tea infuser and a tea towel, and then meeting them on Zoom to talk about what inspires them. And this is a way to kind of try to curtail the Zoom fatigue problem, just having these one-on-one conversations. So I'm saying here, you'll something shimmy more.
That's great. I love the tea idea. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. Well, this has been so, so wonderful. It was such a pleasure to spend time with you all this evening. Again, if you want to share your work on social media, I would love to see it. You can tag me at Leise Hook and The Believer at Believer Mag and use the hashtag Friday Night Comics. This has been terrific, and hope you will join The Believer again for another free Friday Night Comics workshop, because they've been.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Lisa.
Thank you,
Lisa.
Lisa.
Bye.
Thank you.